Hello YouTube, this is Otakon633, and today I'm bringing a review of the Power Rangers Super Megaforce Legendary Ranger Key Pack Toysrus exclusive Wave Pack 2. Now, the one thing that is really a bugging thing about this wave is that even though it does contain quite a good amount of Rangers, it also has its own faults since a lot of them are duplicates, and it could have been well avoided if they actually decided to do 2 females per set instead of just 1 for a couple of them. Some things that really come to mind that really starts to annoy me is that because of the way they released Dino Thunder Yellow Key and also 2 of the 6 Rangers, which is In Space Silver and the Quantum Ranger, they are not included in this set, even if they could have easily included them in translucent variants, which is a real bothersome annoyance to me. But anyways, we'll quickly run down this in one set, instead of the usual separate videos that I usually do, just because this is the final wave as of this recording, and until Bandai America decides to release the other keys, I don't think we're getting any more after this, so this is pretty much it. Anyways, we'll start with the first season of the set, which should be the In Space set. Anyways, we're starting with already one of the sets that is kind of an irksome set within the Wave 2 keys of the Toysrus exclusive wave. As you can see, already we have the keys here. We have a translucent red, a translucent blue, and a yellow key. Now here comes the problem. What could have easily been done to avoid this is maybe made a clear In Space Silver, a pink Ranger, and the yellow. But instead, because they're doing the whole 1 female per set, it kind of becomes a little bit annoying, since that means another set needs to be made to complete the In Space keys if they decided to make another wave. Now, the electronics as normal is the same. It's going to say In Space as the other keys, but we're going to quickly run them down here. But first, we'll quickly look at the box, which is just the usual box here. It shows another picture of In Space Red, Legendary Ranger Key Pack, Power Rangers Super Megaforce, Toysrus exclusive, and pretty much the same on the back. There isn't anything really new. And we're just going to do a quick rundown of the 3 keys since it's pretty much the same all around. Here is the In Space Red key. Here's the code. Then we got the In Space Blue key, which is the translucent as well. Here's the code. And then here's In Space Silver, which is the only new key of the set. Okay. Now we're just going to quickly run down it in the Legendary Morpher for all 3. It's the same no matter what, so here we go. And then obviously, as mentioned before, previous videos, no matter what, it's just going to quickly repeat with the communicator theme. So we're just going to quickly run them down. Reset, and then go to In Space Yellow. And that's it for the In Space key set. As mentioned earlier, I didn't get all the Japanese keys, so at this moment in time, these are the only keys versions that I have, since I never got anything besides the reds for most of the sets in Japan, if you haven't seen my rest of my videos. We'll now be going to the next video. Sorry, the next set of keys in this wave. Okay, now we're moving on to Time Force. As you can see, we jumped quite a bit, and unfortunately, we do not have an Lightspeed Rescue key set in the wave, so yet again, we still do not have the Titanium Ranger and one of the other females in that set, so it's kind of a bummer we didn't get that. But anyways, we'll do a quick rundown of this. We'll take a look at the box. Shows another picture of Time Force Red. Same things as usual. Toysrus exclusive, Power Rangers for Megaforce, and the same promotional stuff in the back as any other set. Now, we have a translucent red, a translucent green, and Time Force pink. Another really annoying set, since they could have easily done a translucent Quantum, the Yellow Ranger, and Time Force pink. So unfortunately, this is another set that pretty much is doomed to be a part of that marketing. But anyways, we got Time Force Red's symbols there, Time Force Greens, And then the new key, Time Force Pink. We'll take a quick rundown in the morpher. Let's reset. Time Force Green. And then the new key, Time Force Pink. And that's pretty much it for Time Force. Since, once again, I don't have any other keys to compare with this wave, I'm just going to be moving ahead to the next set. And now we move on to Wild Force Pack B. As you can see, this set's a lot better than the previous two sets, since we already have two new keys in the set. We have Wild Force Yellow and Wild Force Silver. So we also have a female and the 6th Ranger set, making the set a lot better than the first two that I've already shown. I also have the Japanese version of the Gal Silver key, so I could do a little comparison there as well. But now we'll just kind of take a look around of the set here. We'll look at the box, which actually is different this time. As you can see, we actually have Wild Force Silver on the box, which looks really nice there. Shows Power Rangers from Megaforce, available at Toysrus as well, the Wild Force logo, and the rest is pretty much the same, but it is cool to see Wild Force Silver on the side. The only repeat key is that we actually have a translucent Wild Force Black key. Now, for once, this actually isn't a red key, so it's actually interesting that we actually have a different color key and a translucent color in this set. But anyways, we'll now look at the barcodes. We have Wild Force Black translucent version. The first new key, Wild Force Yellow. And then the last new key in the set, Wild Force Silver. Now, unfortunately, we do need to get one more set before we can have a full team of Wild Force, so hopefully Bandai of America will go ahead and make the new set. But anyways, we'll now look at it in the morpher. Set. Now we'll move on to Wild Force Yellow. Reset one more time. And we move on to Wild Force Silver. And that's pretty much it for the Wild Force set on its own. This key can obviously work with the Silver Ranger morpher, but once again, it's not going to activate new sounds, but we're just going to put it in anyway, just to see how it looks like inside.
I'm going legendary. It's forfeit time. Legendary Ranger mode.
Here's a close-up of it inside. As you can see, it is pretty neat inside, but nothing too spectacular otherwise. And now, we'll take a quick comparison between the Wild Force Silver key and the Gal Silver key. Now, once again, I really appreciate that Bandai America did put a lot more silver paint on the actual key, so that's where I do give credit for Bandai America. But anyways, we'll now take a look of the Gal Silver key in the virus. And there we have it. That's pretty much it for the Wild Force set. We'll now be moving on to the next set. Now, the Dino Thunder set is a bit of an enigma. As you can see on the box, just because they try to market Tommy yet again, we see that the Dino Thunder Black design is on the box, but in reality, the main market is actually Dino Thunder White Ranger, so the White Dragon Ranger. So, yeah. This is the new key of the set, but they're promoting the translucent key that's in the set as well, of a key that already was released in the previous Dino Thunder set, so that is a bit annoying. Also, it's a bit problematic since, for those who didn't get the giant 50-plus key sets, they won't have a Kira key to go along with the rest of their keys, so instead of making a translucent yellow, which they could have easily done and put one female set, this set actually has 3 male rangers, so instead, they decided to put in translucent red, which could have been highly avoided. And once I mentioned earlier, translucent Tommy again. So the Dino Thunder Black Ranger. So it's a bit of annoying. So the Bracket Ranger here is... I don't know why they did that. I wish they actually made a translucent yellow to get in the set, since at least it would have been different than the one from the 50 key set, and it allowed people who couldn't get that set to actually get a yellow. But anyways, we'll now take a quick look at them in the Morpher as usual. You have the red key here, which now quickly just go over here.
Dino Thunder.
Dino Thunder Black.
Dino Thunder.
And then, the new key, the White Dragon Ranger.
Dino Thunder.
Being a 6th Ranger, we'll now move on to how it looks like inside the Silver Morpher.
I'm going legendary. It's morphin' time. Legendary Ranger mode.
Here is a close-up of it inside the Morpher. I think it looks pretty nice in there. And now, we'll take a quick comparison between the Aubrey Killer Key and the Dino Thunder White Drago Key. Now, this being a candy toy means that it actually doesn't have the Gashapon sticker, so I'm glad that it's actually candy toy, not a Gashapon. But unlike the previous keys, since they have the silver paint job or gold paint jobs, depending on what Ranger it was, this is pretty much around the same. Even the gold pieces are pretty much there. The only main difference, as I can see, is the new black lines down there, since this one doesn't have any of the black lines on the helmet. But other than that, most of the details actually stayed intact. Now we'll take a look at the Aubrey Killer Key in the mobile arts. And that's pretty much it for the Dino Thunder key set. We'll now be moving on to the final 3. And now we're moving on to Operation Overdrive. Now this is yet another set with another missing female's key, which this time it's pink. I don't know what's up with Bandai America and pink, since when looking at them together, there was actually a lot more yellows released in general than there were pink. So I don't know what's with Bandai America once again with the Pink Rangers. But anyways, we'll now look at the keys quickly. We have Operation Overdrive Red, which is translucent. The 2 new keys in the set is Operation Overdrive Yellow, which is the female of the set, and Operation Overdrive Silver, or the Mercury Ranger. Looks really cool, actually. Really enjoyed the, once again, the silver paint job they added to the key. Now, looking at the suit, it has a picture of the Mercury Ranger, which looks really nice on there. Power Ranger Super Megaforce, Legendary Ranger Key Pack, Toysrus, and the Operation Overdrive logo. Same thing on the back, and that's pretty much it. Well, now, take a look at them in the Morpher. So, here we go with the barcodes. And now we've got the 2 new barcodes here, which is Operation Overdrive Yellow, along with the Mercury Ranger. And now we'll take a look at it in the Morpher.
Operation Overdrive. Operation Overdrive.
And the final key. Sorry, forgot to reset it, that's fine.
Operation Overdrive.
And now, we will put the Operation Overdrive Mercury Ranger's key in the Silver Morpher.
I'm going legendary. It's morphin' time. Legendary Ranger mode.
Here's how it looks like inside. And it's still unfortunate that this thing cannot read the keys. The Japanese one couldn't do it either, but at least the buttons activated the different Rangers. It's a bit of a shame it can't do that here. And now we'll take a look at comparison between the Mercury Ranger and Vulcan Silver. Now, since this is a Gashapon, it has the whole removable head and the stickers, so this is a bit annoying. And once again, it's gray versus silver, so once again, I really appreciate the Bandai America key. So now we'll put it into the Mobiles and hear how it sounds. And that's it for Operation Overdrive. We'll now be moving to the final two key sets of the Toysrus exclusive Wave. Now for the Jungle Fury pack, this has to be the most bizarrest out of the set of Wave 2, since it does a few things that are really questionable of how Bandai America kind of releases their keys. One, for once they actually did release the female key in the set, but it ended up being the translucent, which is the only one of its kind. Out of all the keys released so far, there hasn't been a translucent female key, and this is the only one they've ever made. So it's weird that they went ahead and created a translucent female key in this set, and yet they couldn't do one with Dino Thunder, which kind of annoys me why they couldn't have done it then. But anyways, we'll take a look at the keys. But before that, we'll look at the box. It shows a picture of RJ, which looks really nice there. Power Rangers Super Megaforce, Power Rangers Jungle Fury, Toysrus, and the usual designs. Now, the second thing that Bandai America did with the set that is very questionable is that the Jungle Fury Wolf Ranger is translucent. Now, this is very strange since this Ranger doesn't exist otherwise, besides the obvious Power Morphicon set, but that was metallic. So because of this, there is no standard release of the Jungle Fury Wolf Ranger key, so I don't know what's going on in this set. It's a very weird set. But anyways, we'll take a look at the barcodes. So we'll now look at Jungle Fury Yellows. Translucent key here. Shines pretty brightly in the light here. We'll now have a look at the first new key in the set, which is Dino Thunder Rhino Ranger. Sorry, not Dino Thunder, Jungle Fury. Okay. And we have the translucent RJ, which is still very bizarre. Now we'll take a look at it in the morpher. Get the first new key again, Rhino Ranger. And then the Wolf Ranger. Now, I actually don't have one of the other Jungle Fury keys to compare otherwise besides the red, which I already compared. But this time I actually have the Gashapon version of Geki Chopper. Now, looking at this, besides being Gashapon, the design is pretty much exactly the same, just obviously in different scales, so the actual paint looks a bit different in some areas. But other than that, it's pretty much spot on. There isn't any difference here. We'll take a look at the Geki Chopper key in Mobiles. And that's pretty much it for the Jungle Fury key set. We'll now be moving to the final key set that was released in Wave 2 of the exclusive Toysrus Wave. And for the final key set of the exclusive Wave 2 keys of Toysrus, we have the first of the Neo Saban era, Power Ranger Samurai. Now, before we go into anything, we're going to take a look at the box. It shows a picture of Antonio, which looks really cool here. Power Ranger Super Megaforce, Legendary Ranger Key Pack, Power Ranger Samurai, Toysrus, and the usual things in the back. Now, this set is yet another one of those close call sets. And what I mean is, we actually have two new keys. The first female, which is Power Ranger Samurai Pink, and then we also have the Gold Ranger, aka Antonio. Now, I guess you can kind of put the line yet again on the Samurai Red key. So even though it's translucent, it would give you a way to have a Lauren key, since once again Bandai America has avoided to make just that one line to make a Lauren key, which I'm still questioning why they haven't done that up to that point. But anyways, we'll take a look at the 3 keys. We have the translucent Jading key. Translucent, I think Gia or Mia, I keep getting the names confused, to tell you the truth. Sorry, it's not translucent, but the standard. And then we have Antonio, the Gold Ranger key. And now we'll be moving on to the sounds in the Morpher. The final key, Antonio. Now, we'll take a look at the Power Ranger Samurai Gold key in the Silver Ranger Morpher. This one gets kind of stuck for me sometimes. There.
I'm going legendary. It's Morphin time. Legendary Ranger mode.
And here's it close up in the Morpher. And now, we'll take a comparison between the Antonio Gold Ranger key and the Shinken Gold key. So you can see, this is just orange. They didn't even bother making it like a yellow or gold or nothing. It's pretty much orangey yellow. Versus the gold here, and there's a huge difference. And I think out of the entire set of the differences, this one is the most glaring. Anyways, we'll now take a look at the Shinken Gold key in the Leviathan. And that's pretty much it for the key sets of Wave 2. Now, do I recommend this wave? Yes. For those who are collecting the set so far, yes, I still recommend it, even though it is a bit hard to find. Now, at the same time, I can't really recommend it, since at this point of time, we don't know if Bandai America is going to go ahead and release the final keys so that everyone can have a final set. But the only reason why I could recommend at least most of this wave is because a lot of the 6 Rangers are included in this wave, so that's kind of one of the big marketing points for this wave in general. Now, overall, I still think the sets are cool for what they are, and it is a bit unfortunate Bandai just went this close to release all the keys in the America toy line, but still get so far to finally release them all in one set. Hopefully, Bandai America, from what I've heard, will actually go ahead and release the final keys so that, especially those who have been collecting keys thus far, will feel a lot more rewarded that they went ahead and got all the keys to this point, besides the fact they just got all the keys anyway. So, I still recommend this set for those who are big Ranger key fans, or just Power Rangers Super Megaforce key fans. Can't really recommend it to the young kids if they don't really care for the previous season anymore. But for around $7.99 or less, depending on some areas since they actually went on sale, I still recommend getting them. And I did get 4 of the sets at a Toysrus when I actually went to Otakon a couple days ago on the way back home, which was pretty cool because I wasn't expecting to see them since I haven't seen them anywhere in my area for all the time I was checking. And the sets were from Sanda 12, which I actually linked at the bottom of this video. I'll be linking it somewhere on the side as well anyway. But overall, I still think the set is very nice, and for those who have gotten the Ranger keys thus far, it's cool that Bandai America has even just made this many keys as far as the season of Dino Charge has been going into. But anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check me out on Twitter under Darkon633. Also check out Hero Talker for the latest in hero news, since we're with heroes. Also, check out the other channels down below, and check out the WRW podcast at their YouTube channel as linked down below. Also, check out the secondary Hirotaku page, Getting on Blog, which is also linked down below. And hopefully I'll be giving you more Ranger Key reviews in the future if Bandai America decides once again to finally make them. Anyways, hopefully also I might somehow get tracked down that 50 more for a key set so we can just finish off the 6 Rangers at least in the American toy line. But it's not that much a biggie since I already own the Japanese versions. So anyways, I'll see you YouTube. Bye.